What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 31 Days of Horror. I'm your host, Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yes, day 29 is here on the 31 Days of Horror Volume Tray. And if you are wondering about the black beard, Halloween party last night, I dressed up as Coffin Joe, so I had to dye my beard black. So now that we're past that and all the shock value that came with this, and I think I look really ridiculous. Yeah, get into the film here. From 2016, we have Bernard T. Ward's Popcorn Bag of Terror. Now, I wanted to do an anthology film, and I was kind of going through my collection, and I remembered that my boy Matt from Junior Horror Movies had sent me this movie over in a package previously, and I kind of forgot about it, and it just dawned on me. I was like, man, I got to do that one that he sent over. So here it is. So I came in perfect timing for day 29. So what we got here is, of course, an anthology film here presented by Bernard T. Ward here. He's also got kind of like a little puppet sidekick, and there's also like a genie that introduced these three short films in this anthology. So there's no wraparound. It's more or less him being the host, and they kind of do a little bit of skits and stuff like that. This anthology starts out with like a fake trailer for this film called Oink. I think it's Oink the Killer. It's about this dude wearing this pig mask and shit. It was actually kind of funny. So getting into the first short on here, it's called Slice. It's about a escaped serial killer who has just got out of jail, and his main goal is just to kill as many people as possible. And that's about it. It's actually pretty fun. Basically, he ends up going to this house where these kind of nerdy kids are just they're trying to figure out something to do, and they don't really want to go to this party, but they decide to have their own party at the house and stuff. And there's some pretty funny dialogue in this little short, having to do with Rawhead Rex, which is kind of funny. One of the characters is like, well, we can, throw on Rawhead Rex. I just picked it up on VHS. And somebody's like, man, you still buy VHS? And he's like, well, shit, man. He's like, the DVD goes for like hundreds of dollars, and I got this one for like $25. Which is kind of funny because, the Blu-ray just came out like this month. So, all in all, it was okay, man. He just goes around and basically slaughters everybody kind of thing. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. It's silly, but it's fun. The acting was really over the top, especially by the killer in this one. Actually had me laughing out a few times. Some of the dialogue was pretty corny and cheesy, but again, I had a lot of fun with the first one. The second one is called I Heart Zombie, and it is about this girl named Penny. She is dating a human. She herself is a zombie. She's dating a human, and her boyfriend has invited her over for a family dinner and to meet the family. And then, of course, it is... the family's not really digging her a whole lot. This one's kind of interesting the way they shot it. They shot it like an 80s sitcom, and it really does. It has like that cheesy intro music and shit with like the rolling credits and stuff. And they tell you that it's shot in front of a live audience, but it's obviously just a laugh track type deal. So it's got that going for it. So it's more like a comedy horror. I felt that it kind of fell flat for me, to be honest. A lot of the jokes and stuff are really corny, and it just really, the whole thing just kind of fell flat to me. At one point, it got a little bit too serious for its own good, which I was like, it's a fucking zombie dating a human. Like, this shit should be funny. And I didn't really care for the end that much either. I was kind of hoping it was going to go somewhere else, but it ultimately didn't do that. And the third one is called The Hat Man. Now, this is about it's kind of like a demonic spirit who's haunting this house. This new couple just moves into this house, and they're being haunted, and they got to figure out a way to, stop this thing before they end up dead. And it's kind of cool because it's actually shot like a silent film. It's shot exactly like a silent film. It's a silent film. And it has, of course, the dialogue that comes up, and it tells you what's going on and things like that. I thought it was pretty well done. It was pretty cool, actually. I had a lot of fun with that. When there's a lot of reading, there's actually quite a bit of story. There was like a backstory, and then there was story, and there was developments, and I was like, wow. So they put a lot of effort into it. The one problem I had with that short, though, is it was kind of set in modern times, and they made, it looked like it was shot, way back in the day and stuff, which is cool, but it was modern, and it was kind of like, it was just off-putting a little bit. But that was probably the best made one of the entire anthology and stuff, so I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was actually pretty cool. My overall thoughts in this one, I think there's some that are better than others on this. The acting, overall, in the first two is very kind of indie acting. Some of it's not bad, though. Some of it's not bad. Some of it's pretty miss and things like that. But, you know, all in all, I had a pretty good time. I liked the first one for what it is, you know, cheesy slasher film. The third one I thought was the best one done. The middle one was a dud. The only thing about the third one I didn't really care for, actually, come to think of it, was the music. The music that they played. And that's the thing, you know, from silent film era, that's pretty much all you're hearing. You're hearing like a piano track or whatever it is. And, you know, you can't even judge if the acting's any good and stuff, but the music kind of has to keep you in there. And it really wasn't for me. It was kind of frustrating a little bit. But all in all, it was still really, really well done. I actually really enjoyed that. I thought it was pretty cool. So, but yeah, you know, Popcorn Bag of Terror. Yeah, not too bad. I wasn't really overly the hugest fan of the Bernard T. Ward, like the interludes and like the skits and things like that. I didn't really find it that funny. I wish they had have just kind of strayed away from doing these type of interludes and the introductions and did like a wraparound story. That would have been probably pretty cool, which would have been kind of tough to do considering they're very unrelated and very different types of stories, but all in all, man, you know, I still recommend it. You know, it's not bad for what it is. I'm going to come in at about a 6 out of 10 on this one. I just wish the middle one was a lot stronger. That always happens in these type of anthologies of 3 stories for me. First one's pretty good. Second one fails and picks up in the third one. It happens to me a lot. But yeah, man, you know, that's some pretty decent indie stuff right there. Not really a whole lot more to say about it. Well, I will actually note that this is really long. This one runs about 107 minutes. I was really shocked by the running time on this. The shorts themselves are all about 30 minutes, you know. I would say at least 30 minutes a piece. And there's a lot of, you know, kind of skits and interludes and stuff in between, which I felt like was way too long of a running time for this. That was actually another thing that kind of hindered this. It was just a little bit too long. So I think I probably would have enjoyed it more just without the interludes. So, but anyways, rambling. Popcorn Bag of Terror. If you like anthologies, maybe give it a shot. You might find some enjoyment out of it. But that is going to conclude here day 29. I will check you guys tomorrow in day 30. And yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So check you guys then. Peace.